In the boat. Got our first passenger in the boat.
Mommy.
Yeah, your mommy's up there. You hadn't seen the camera in a long time.
Yeah.
You show everybody your haircut? You got your first haircut?
Yeah.
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 That's a leaf.
What's that?
That's a storage box. Yeah.
Oh.
Don't get back there. There's all kind of stuff back there.
What's that?
That's all the wires just going back there.
What's that?
Huh? Just a bunch of stuff. Okay. We just want to show everybody your new haircut. The very first one. At the barber shop.
What's that?
Huh? That's another seat.
What's that?
That's a cover that goes over here so we don't fall in.
What's that?
And that's a seat too. Alright, tell everybody bye-bye.
Bye.
Say Papa gonna wire on the boat some. Say bye-bye.
Bye.
You wanna turn it off for me? Remember how? Happy Tuesday, everybody. I am starting to run wires for everything in the boat. Before I do any more cosmetic to it, the main part of it is done. I looked for nuts and bolts and stuff last night. I do not have what I need to mount those seats and pedestals, so I will have to hold off on that until I can go get some. Now, some of this is stuff that friends have sent me over the last couple of years. I traded knives for some were just gifts. My onboard charger, I figured out where that's going to go. There's a light, a compartment light. I think I've got a couple more of those somewhere. Distribution block, I'm going to use that. This is the old fuse panel out of the original boat. Except for a little bit of cleaning up, I see nothing wrong with it, so I'm reusing that. And that's the distribution block that came out of the boat itself too, which I probably won't need that one. I may not need this one. This one alone will probably handle everything that I'm going to put in there. Alright, because it's not going to be heavy electronics. Just the basic stuff. And let's see. I'm just getting all the parts out off the old boat, plus what I had, salvaging, cleaning. I've got some wires run out there. I'm still undecided about which trolling motor to use. I think I'm going to go with a foot control. Just because, and we'll look at it later, but the position of the front seat, I don't know if the old one, I've got an extension handle for it. I don't know if that's going to be enough for me to sit there and fish and turn like I want to, so probably going to go with the foot. Plus it looks way cooler anyway. Gotta look cool on the river, ain't no doubt about it. Now let's see, bear with me a second, I think there's something on the camera. Oh, watch your eyes. There we go. Dust or something. Let's have a little chat before we go any further. Let's see, what was I going to talk about? Oh, now over the next couple of weeks, you all will see some changes to the channel, which I consider to be upgrades. I'm going to try to change some cover picture. The content will always stay pretty much the same. It'll be knives or fishing or the things that I do. Maybe you're probably not going to see any more gardening, because we're not going to garden much anymore. It's too hard to work on me and Mama. It's just us that does it. See what happened this past year, I could not keep up with it. It got so hot. And the gardening is probably, and the homesteading is probably going to start going away. But we will still do what we've always done. Over this winter, I'm going to do a lot more smoking fish, smoking meat, showing you different ways I've got a mullet smoking video up, a jerky video up. Y'all want to go back and look at those and how I do it. There's also a lot of other things you can use in, cooking the smokehouse. You can actually smoke catfish, fillets, bluegill, whole bluegill. You can smoke any kind of meat, any kind of seafood. And I've done a lot of it. I've done all of it. But just the only thing on camera I've done, I think, is the mullet. So run back and look at those videos. And there is some fishing videos already on there from me and Master Sergeant, me and Mama, me and Buddy Ken. There's a mullet fishing trip, throwing cast net. There's one of those on there. It may not be the best video, but it's there. I'm not upgrading my camera equipment any. Only thing I need is I can do without it, but I want a harness, chest harness for my GoPro. I've got one for my head, for my hat, but that gets, especially out on the boat on the water, I'm scared it's going to fall off of there. Even though the camera's waterproof, it won't hurt the camera, but it won't do me much good at the bottom of the river. So. Anyway, you will see some changes, and like I said, at one point I said I would never do that, but I got to do something, folks. I mean, the knife business had got to the point where it almost wasn't worth doing. But I'm still going to do it. I'm going to make a few here and there. I did take that one video down where I was mad and was talking about it. I hope y'all didn't misunderstand what I was saying. I tried to clarify it, and that made it worse, I think, so I took that video down. So anyway, the knife shop is open. It's going to stay open. But it's not going to be open 6 and 7 days a week like I was trying to do it before. A couple days a week, especially after I get done with the boat here, because I have put this project off too long, and it's been too long since I've been on the water. Hopefully I'll get finished with it by Friday. I hope, if I can come up with some funding to get the nuts and bolts I need for the seats and a couple other little things. Because I'll not lie to you folks, it's rough around here right now. This month I had to pay my medication bill, which everything comes out of this knife shop as far as my medications and that. I don't get any of it for free. I do get a discount, some of it through the VA, but I still have to pay. I get a couple of prescriptions in town which I have to pay. So, that type of thing, it's not hundreds of dollars, but it's just enough to throw you off. But and also it's something I've got to have. See, Mama can't work anymore. I'm trying to figure out some way to get her to the doctor because we don't have insurance on her. We don't qualify for any of this stuff. We already checked online. Because we have, dare I say, been responsible citizens. We have bought and paid for our home. We have 2 cars paid for, even though they're old, more than 20 years old apiece. And I have a boat, which you can see is worth millions of dollars. But too many assets. Plus we're old. Plus, old folks don't get nearly what the young folks do, and it's wrong in my opinion. But let's don't go there, because my blood pressure will get up again. Finally got it down a while back. So anyway, I need support in the knife shop still. So y'all think about that, and after this week I will go ahead and just start making a few things here and there. I'll list them on YouTube. I'm also looking at maybe the Etsy store thing and try to move a few of them that way. But I have a couple right now, but one of them is spoken for. I think he's coming by Friday. Maybe another one, I'm not sure. The creek skinner I keep showing, well, I showed you the other day, I've still got that one. If you have not seen it, there it is right there. Leather belt sheath. Right there, that is a creek skinner. And it is coming on hunting season. Some of you guys have already got, I believe both seasons have started some places. So that one's available. That is on the website. Regular price. Because I can't mark down because I'm low enough as it is. $85. I will throw in free shipping on that one. So that'll do the chat for today. I'll show you all the wiring in place in the next couple of days, maybe tomorrow. I'm going to go as much as I can today because it's gotten really hot out there. I'm going back and forth inside trying to stay cool. We have a, weatherman called it a backdoor cold front coming through tomorrow night, Wednesday night. The humidity is supposed to drop down into the 30s, which is something else for us. That's nice. Lows in the 60s, highs in the 80s. So we should have what they call Chamber of Commerce weather here for the next few days after today and tomorrow. So still no rain, still dry as a powder box. Grass is dead, which it looks bad. Everybody's grass looks bad, but the good part is the lawnmower is not fixed, so it's not growing, so I don't have to cut it. So there's a positive in everything, I do believe. But I'll go for now. Let me clean up some more of this stuff and get ready to figure out where I'm going to mount everything. And this is the fun part because you get to start putting the doodads on. Thank y'all for watching. I thank you for your support. And I will see y'all the next time. Alrighty, let's get back on this wiring. It's actually still Tuesday. Just about to go in, but I was starting to line a few things up here. I need a control panel for my key switch, motor key switch. Key switch and interrupter. Put your key on there and tie it to you. If you get thrown out of the boat or whatever, that cord will pull this and that will kill the engine. Kill switch, that's what it's called. Now I've got wires inside here all the way up there. Huckleberry, I think you're right. I didn't even think about that. In the river or on a little ponds and stuff around here, I ain't worried about rough water, but I do get in the bay quite a bit, and then sometimes it does bounce. Especially if you get caught in a storm or something like that. So you're right. I'm not going to put the battery up there. I'm going to put it back here where it's actually designed to go. And I've got my plates to cover this after I put the controls in, because I'd get to the nuts and bolts. And I've got the hole drill wire ran for the back fish finder. I'm going to put it here. And the new one will be up front. And I have wires already up there for that. Now the control panel. This is the last piece of that old gas tank I had that I made the forge out of. One that had the holes in it. I think I can cut an angle right here on both sides and let that lay flat like that. And drill some holes. Key switch, bilge pump, running lights. Now what else should be back here? Live well pump probably need to be back here. Put the switches in for there. All right here. All I got to do when I cut it here is put me a little L bracket or something to hold it down. Screw it down to this wooden deck here. And just put the hole through here and let the wires come up. Because this one I thought about putting on the other side, but the way the seat's facing, this motor does not have an automatic choke, electric choke. It's set up for one, but it don't have one. And first time you start it, anytime, take it out for the day, you got to run it, do the choke by hand, manual choke it. But once it runs, once you get it cranked, it's fine. It'll crank all day long. Just hit the key and pop it, crank. So, before I go in for the day, because it is hot and humid, you can tell that cold front's coming through, and we will be so glad when it gets here. whether it rains or not. Anyway, I'm going to do that. I'm going to measure it out, and I'm going to put it on the porta band. I think I can cut it there a lot easier. And mark it out, drill some holes, and then we'll put some paint on it, make it look pretty. And we'll see it probably Wednesday, tomorrow. Now back here, I went ahead and mounted my onboard charger. Now it's going to hook to the trolling motor. It has, I may do it for both batteries. It has he sent me the instructions and another box to do all that, but I may just run one battery on it. As the cranking battery, only thing's going to be running off the entire engine, mainly just the motor, or maybe a light or something. But it also has a little alternator in there that will keep it charged. Fuse panel I put here so I can see it, I can get to it. And as I'm wiring and plugging in, I'm going to draw me a diagram, nice and neat and clean, telling me what everything is. And I'll keep it in the boat. But then I'm going to fix another cover, another latch, door to come to about here, just to cover the biggest part of the rain if it gets rained on or something. That way I've still got plenty of vent with the gas tank being in there. And if I need to get to the batteries, I can just open it up, or if I absolutely have to, I'll take it off. There we go. There's the progress as of Tuesday afternoon. Now my cables here, my power cables, I may have to lengthen those. If I do, that's not a big deal. I think I have some more of that big wire. So there we go. I may just go ahead and tag this on today's video, Tuesdays. We'll see. I don't want to run too long and run people off. Thank y'all for watching. Thank you for your support. And see ya.